Morning everybody and welcome to Rwanda. It is day one of the Race Around Rwanda and I'm here on the start line. It is ridiculous o'clock. I'm here with Omar. Say hi, Omar.
Hey.
You excited?
I'm really excited. It's
Yeah?
going to be really good.
Yeah, and how much are you going to sleep?
Enough.
That's the right answer. He always sleeps too much. I think everybody's excited. Rwanda looks absolutely amazing. First ride was awesome. The review last night at the course, or the kind of rider briefing, everyone's getting super excited. So it's going to be just amazing.
Fine. Good. Steep climb since kilometer 1.
Since kilometer 0.
Ah, that is an aggressive start. What a stunning start. Properly out of Kigali now. It's gone off a bit fast, as I thought it might. I'm just settling in for a nice long day in the saddle. Yay, good morning everybody. Welcome to Africa. Welcome to Rwanda. Vite! Oh, this is just amazing. What an awesome morning this has been. We're about 2.5 hours in, 65k, super hilly first 5k, but then it's been pretty flat. Just riding through these villages and towns, just come through what looks like the local football team out training, with half the village running behind them. Everybody shouts and waves at you. It's, man, 2.5 hours in. It's been a pretty fast start, as you'd expect. The plan is to do a big long day today, so 395k to checkpoint 2. That really depends on how the mountains and the gravel section go, because it could be really smooth and fairly quick, or it could be an absolute nightmare and you're crawling along. Gonna have to have a flexible strategy today. Well, we're about 80k in. I bumped into Gavin. Gavin, how are you?
I'm good.
You enjoyed the morning?
Yeah, great start to the morning. A little bit of mist first thing, which was nice. Amazing roads and thousands of people out on the road shouting, cheering, waving.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Oh, it's pretty special. It's not like anything I've ever ridden before. It's like super green countryside, rolling hills, and this amazing tarmac.
Well, I suspect the amazing tarmac's going to finish quite soon as we go gravel.
It's going to get hard soon. It is going to get hard soon because it's been pretty straightforward. Wow! Oh, it's just brilliant. Just brilliant. Just stopped for a Coke, bit of water. We're about to hit the first gravel section, and they told us yesterday in the rider briefing that there was a long stretch without any resupply. So I've got 2 litres of water, plenty of food, and I'm ready to hit the gravel. what a brutal morning. So yeah, just arrived at CP1 about 5 minutes ago. I'm in 7th place at the moment, which I'm amazed by. I stopped to go to the toilet about half an hour in on a fast downhill and promptly lost everybody. And I thought I just spent the day playing catch up. But yeah, it's been insane. We did about 110k on like super smooth roads, gentle climbing, until we then turned off and hit the gravel. And the gravel was just beautiful for about 15 kilometers, just super smooth, delightful. And then it just all went to shit. And it was bumpy, it was muddy, there were people falling off. It was just total carnage. Let me just show you my legs. Can you see those? That's the state of my legs. It was pretty, it was hilarious. But I tell you what, Rwanda is just amazing. Wait for this. So everybody's so friendly, everybody keeps running out saying hello. It's a Sunday, so everybody's like out dressed in their Sunday best. The kids are saying hello. Everybody's saying hello, and it's just amazing. And this place is so clean. It's one of the cleanest places I've ever travelled. Right, I've ordered some spaghetti bolognese. Dinner takes ages here, so not a lot you can do about that. Probably running about, I think Josh was here first. I passed Josh. He was coming out as I was coming in. He's going to be about an hour ahead of me on the road, which that's pretty good to be an hour behind Josh. So yeah, crack on through. And also, yeah, crack on through and see if I can get to CP2 tonight. This is incredible. It's about 5:30. Clean that. It's just suddenly started clouding over. Massive cracks of thunder and lightning. Like you can see the lightning striking the hillside. It's such a tough section. It's really hard. I'm averaging about 16k an hour so far since I left CP1. So it certainly might change things, but we'll see how it goes. Right, crack on. I am in a hotel somewhere in the middle of Rwanda. It has been, after what was a really good morning, really good pace, made it to checkpoint 1 in pretty good time. I was really pleased with that. But the last 6 hours have just been challenging, should we say, really testing. It's hard gravel, like really just tough dirt roads, not really gravel, just tough dirt roads, really hard to ride over. Like average speed had dropped from like 23 to 16 over the last section. And then about 5 o'clock I came across this amazing view, so just stopped to do some live footage, and literally 10 seconds after I stopped, there's this massive fork of lightning that came down, big crack of thunder. So for like 2 hours into darkness, I was kind of watching this lightning storm go around. That was just incredible. It was going off over my head, and you know, it's blinding you with the light, deafening you with the noise going off. And it was just the thunderstorm. There was no rain at that point. But the rain had clearly been, because the off-road sections got horrific. It was deep mud, really slippy. You couldn't really see any, because it's dark. It was pitch black by this time, so you couldn't see the right lines to ride. And then, luckily, the rain arrived. But the rain arrived just as I made it onto the tarmac. Thank goodness for that, because I think if anyone's coming through that last section of mud, that's going to be horrific. It's still absolutely throwing it down with rain. I made it to Barumba. I found a hotel which I thought was shut. It looked like a ghost hotel. It turns out that the electricity had gone because of the thunderstorm. You can still hear it. I mean, you can, if I go quiet, you can probably hear the rain on the roof. And then every so often there's just another big crack of thunder. I'm just glad I'm inside right now, because that's going to be awful if anyone's out there on the muddy section. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody pushes through. There's like one more big gravel section before we get to CP2, which I think if I was to go and try to do tonight, well, I'd get so cold and wet. So we are at 2,500 meters here. So yeah, it's high, it's cold. Now the sun's gone down. It's raining. It's muddy. Welcome to Rwanda. So yeah, very, very different. It is very different in Rwanda. We've had everything that it could have thrown at us today. It was straight to gravel, which is where... did you get the flash? That was a flash of lightning. I don't know if you saw that. Maybe if I spin around a bit, you might see it when it goes off. But can you hear that? That's the thunder. Jesus. I'm gonna keep warm. I've hung things up to dry. Really glad I brought some good warm clothing, so I've put that on to keep warm. I've got spaghetti bolognese on the way, and I'm gonna stuff that down my face. Hopefully get a little breakfast parcel made up, and then set the alarm early. I've got like probably 2 hours to get to the next gravel section, so hopefully if I leave at kind of 4-ish, then should be hitting the gravel section by daylight, which will make it a lot easier. And you know, things dry out here really, really quickly, so with a bit of luck, it'll be a good one. What an epic night and an epic morning. That was probably the worst rain and thunder and lightning I've ever ridden in. At one point I thought the hotel roof was taken off by a stroke of lightning. I figured everybody would stay put, but Sean did push on through the night, so he's about 3 hours ahead of me, 2 hours ahead of me. Coyle's in the lead. He's up at CP2 and looks like he's sleeping. Morning. So that puts Sean in second place, and I'm currently running in third. Kind of long, fast, cold descent in the mist, and then straight into a pretty horrific gravel climb. Gravel's not great here. It's quite rough and lumpy. A 3k climb took about 30 minutes. So yeah, and it's all muddy. We just had a text come through from Race Radio. They've had to do a diversion in about 30k because of the extreme weather, so I think it's probably pulled the road down. I've seen a lot of collapsed roadsides this morning. It was very torrential rain last night. Wow, just look at that. I'm on the two lakes, or the twin lakes section here, and I'm just riding in kind of on a ridge line between these two amazing lakes, and it's just been incredible. Oh, I am back on tarmac, and I cannot tell you how good that feels. Oh, hey! And there's the organisers. You're evil. Welcome to CP2. Man, that was one of the most insanely difficult 180 kilometres I've ever ridden. So 180k, probably about 3,500 metres of climbing. Lots of gravel, lots of hard gravel, lots of really steep climbs. Rain, thunderstorms, mud. I've arrived at CP2 in third place, which I'm delighted with. Bit of a shame though, because Josh Ibbott's had to scratch. He made a bit of a schoolboy error and didn't kind of bring any spare brake pads, and he's toasted them in 10 days in Rwanda. So he couldn't really carry on. It's just been incredible. There was a section today on the gravel going up to what they call the Twin Lakes, and you are on this ridge kind of between these two lakes, and it was just spectacular. The riding was just insane. 20% slippery gravel climbs. I didn't walk any of it, which I think a lot of other people did. And I think there's going to be some broken bodies arriving here later on today. Right, I'm going to crack on. I'm down by the shores of Lake Kiva. Lake Kivu, I think. Anyway, you can see the lake there. It's been a little bit more relaxed this afternoon since leaving checkpoint 2. Big climb up through the Volcano National Park. Didn't see any gorillas. It's a bit of a shame. Lots of kids running alongside me, but no gorillas. Flat to downhill run all the way to the lake. Just cold and wet. It was raining. It was about 12 degrees. Had my waterproof on, arm warmers on. Miserable. I've just stocked up ready for what's going to be probably a pretty tough 5 hours. Maybe longer. I've got about 2,000 meters of climbing and 97k to get to CP3, where there is a buffet waiting and a hotel. Whether I'll actually make use of the bed is a different matter. So looks like I've kind of pulled away from fourth. He started not long after me from CP2, but he's now about an hour and a half back, I think, so probably stop for lots of food. Go, Christian! This is going to be a stunning climb. 21k at about 3 or 4%, taking us up to 2.5 or 2.6. Sun's just setting. It's the golden hour. Stuck some banging tunes on the iPhone. Here we go. Sorry there was no update last night. By the time I got to CP3 at about 11 o'clock, it had been a really long, tough day. So I literally crammed down 2 plates of food and then went to bed. Slept about 3.5 hours and got out in a hurry because I realised that Sean had only slept like 2 hours and Rob has ridden through the night. Rob has gone from being like 3 hours behind to being about an hour and a half in head. So yeah, it's been a really tough morning. Tough mentally to deal with, you know, losing out on 3rd place for now, but also physically just so hard. This was supposed to be an easy bit and we've basically been following Lake Kivu and it's just been relentless. Climb, descent, climb, descent, climb, descent. I've done 75k and about 16,000 meters of climbing. However, it is absolutely beautiful. Last night, coming down to the lake and then climbing up away from it as the sun was going down, man, it was something else. Right, let me show you Lake Kivu. There we go. Say hello. So the far side of that lake is the Democratic Republic of Congo. Just got to keep eating. That's the key now, and hope that the sleep helps and that comes in later. Right, this is where the fun really starts for today. We're climbing about 1,200 meters in the next 17k, which is going to be pretty tough. And heading into a national park, there's no shops, so you have to load your bike up. Delightful. Whoa. Okay, part one done. That was 4.5 kilometers at 9%. But then you come out onto this. It's a lot colder up here. Even though it's only like 400 meters height gain, it's freezing. Proper jungle forest stuff. Just come into the Nyungwe National Park, and literally as I went under the gates I saw about 6 monkeys scamper across the road and jump out of the way, and then 2 border guards, because we're close to the border with Burundi. So yeah, all fun. Kilometers and 4,200 meters of climbing. So that just kind of goes to show what kind of day it's been. It's coming through the national park was just incredible. The minute I entered the park, some monkeys ran across the road, and then I saw some baboons or something later on. Today's probably been one of the hardest segments of riding I've ever done. The national park was just really tough, with loads of just climb, descent, all at like 2,500 meters. So you're suffering from the altitude a bit as well. So yeah, I'm really feeling it in my legs now. Right, evening people. That's CP4 done. That was what I call a fast turnaround. In, food, water, top up with snacks and back out again. I arrived at CP4 in 4th place. Rob is about 45 minutes ahead of me on the road. So he got there and had a nap for a couple of hours. But obviously I got good sleep last night, so, and it was only like 5:30, so no way I needed to stop then. So yeah, I've just turned around really quick, and now, yeah, I've got 170k to try and catch Rob. Although given the way he's been riding today, that might be a tall order, but we'll give it a go. Right, I think I'm about to go head first straight into another thunderstorm. It looks grim out there. Oh well. It's about 8:30 in the evening. You probably can't see me, can you? Never mind. It's 8:30 in the evening. It's pissing it down with rain. And I'm on a gravel track, which is just like a river, really. What fun. Right, morning everybody. Hopefully you can see me here. It's a bit dark. I'm just sat in a corner by a bakery about 40k from Kigali. So I've been on the go for 25 hours now. It's been 26 hours actually. It's been a bit of an epic day. I got to CP4 at about half four yesterday, and then decided to push on to the finish. In theory, it was only 175k and fairly straightforward. However, as I set off, kind of about an hour after leaving the CP4, I realised I was going into a pretty heavy thunderstorm. Lots of thunder and lightning. And then as I hit the gravel section, the rain started coming down really, really torrentially, which just turned the gravel into a muddy bog fest. And basically, if anyone followed the Tour Divide last year, you'll know what I mean. Basically, my bike got completely jammed up with mud. As I was pushing up to a village, these locals helped me up and then took me to their home and washed the bike off for me, so I could at least then move it, which was just so awesome. And then just ended up being a horrific, like 6 hours trying to get across 50k of gravel. So finally got out of that bit at 2:30 this morning. What is it now? 5 o'clock. So I'm so sleepy. I've been kind of riding for a bit and then stopping, and now I've found this bakery open that is selling me the Rwandan equivalent of samosas. So I'm stuffing my face with those, drinking some water, and there's a little chair that they've got around the back out of the way. So I'm just I've explained the race to them. I think they understood, not quite sure. So I'm just now gonna finish my samosas. They're called something else. I'll find out what they're called, and I will have a little snooze for 10 minutes and then crack on. What a race it's been. Rwanda the country and Rwanda the people have been the stars of the show. It's just been such an amazing response and just some incredible countryside that we've ridden through. I think that's probably the hardest shorter distance ultra race I've done. It was relentless. But I'm super pleased with third place, especially after the fight for it last night, fighting through the mud and the rain and the armed guards and the trucks, and all of that makes it feel so much more special. Good morning everybody, and welcome to the finish line of the Race Around Rwanda. I crossed the line about half an hour ago in a total time of just under 75 hours in third place, and right now I am knackered. And at one point I'd been pushing my bike up this steep hill because you couldn't ride up it, and it just starts to collect mud, and when you've pushed it kind of like 5 meters or something, it just collects so much mud. It probably added about 10 kilos of weight to the bike wouldn't move, the wheels wouldn't turn, the chain was off, and just it was a disaster. And so I tried to kind of carry it up to the top, but was struggling. And then this bunch of bunch of kind of 20-year-olds came out of the woods where they'd clearly been drinking, and they lived in the village at the top. And they said, well, I think the sister took charge and basically said to her brother, you carry his bike up, and then when we got to the top, she said, right, now we'll clean your bike for you. So they then kind of set the bike outside their hut and got water and started cleaning my bike, and it was just amazing. And I tried to give them money, and she said, no. You pay with love and happiness, and it was just quite a touching moment. But the gravel didn't get any easier after that. It was just, every time you saw mud, you had to get off and carry your bike over it, and you had to try and pick all the dry lines, and it was just It was a mental battle more than anything else, and I didn't get out of it until about 2:30 in the morning to be greeted by two armed security guards asking me what I was doing, which is not what you need at 2:30 in the morning. And then got to the finish line. So total was 375 kilometres and 6,200 metres of climbing, which is a bit of a good day. Right, I'm just going to walk. I thought I'd come out here and do this by the Race Around Rwanda sign. I'm at the finish hotel. I'm just going to come and show you my bike because I think that the bike and my feet will help give a little bit more to the story of last night's fun in the mud. Again, pretty much caked in red stuff. And then here's the bike. You can see that just mud is collected absolutely everywhere.